What's shaking, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Heaven 17. And we're going back to their Penthouse and Pavement record, 1981. And I noticed on the master release on Discogs, we're on to the Penthouse side of the record. And the first track on this side is Geisha Boys and Temple Girls. So it sounds explicitly, we're making some Japanese references here, and Geisha Boys is, not the more traditional rendering. Ultimately, temple girls, Shinto temples tend to have like priestesses, so I wonder, if we're just playing off of these phrases or whether they do, in a more material sense, play a part in the narrative or the scene of the song, so not quite sure what to expect here, but either way, let's find out. This is Heaven 17, the tune is Geisha Boys and Temple Girls, and it's from the 1981 album Penthouse and Pavement. Very lasery.
Look ahead on the screen, some perfect creatures and they're just 16. Their eyes meet, this is it. The contact so much more than words can transmit.
We're watching a film about this.
He stands up, she gives in. Their first encounter, their embrace within. A short ride, they arrive. There is no doubt that true love will survive. We are the Geisha boys doing it wrong again. They are the chosen ones doing it right. And on the temple girls looking for sanctuary. They get us advertised for the first time. If you turn away from the
That
screen,
deep choral singing.
another version can be seen. She is black and he is white. They love each other, but they also fight. Back from work, she's not home. Another evening, angry all alone. She arrives and he departs. Misunderstandings never break down. We are late tonight, we are refugees. There is no easy way, let it be right. Anything's possible if you can make it better.
I like the melody that's doubling the vocal line.
We are the Geisha boys doing it wrong again. They are the chosen ones doing it right. And on the temple girls looking for sanctuary, making us advertise for the first time. There's not much that you can do. Choose either one of them, it could be you. The first time could be the only time. The odds against you and your hopes decline. Do it right or do it wrong. Console yourself that either won't last long. Geisha boys or temple girls, the contact will remain in separate worlds. We are the Geisha boys doing it wrong again. They are the chosen ones doing it right. And on the temple girls looking for sanctuary, making us advertise for the first time. We are late tonight, we are the refugees. There is no easy way, let it be right. And if it's possible, if you can make it better, all places anywhere, if you're not right. We are the Geisha boys doing it wrong again. They are the chosen ones doing it right.
particular layer, there's a touch of Monty Python in that. But yeah, a crazy tune, one that did sound a bit more synth electronic than a couple of the previous tracks on the album. I just did a Human League reaction and I was commenting that, it seemed weird as I started to go through the first albums for both groups after the split, and again, both of those processes are still very early. But it did seem like the Human League new configuration was doing more overtly electronic sounding, synth heavy type tracks, whereas the tracks on this have, they've had some funk, some soul to them, and sort of less of an electronic sound. This one had a bit more, and I enjoyed again that electronic like synth melody that doubled the vocal line of the chorus, which is a long chorus. Sometimes it's like literally a repetition of one line. This one had like, it was like a 8-line like set where some variation, but I'm not sure what the tune's about. It's like, we are the Geisha boys, here come the temple girls, they're looking for sanctuary, but then it's like, it's sort of a do or die, which is the tune I reacted to from Human League, but it was like, it has to be one or the other, like decision has to be made, so I'm not sure what's happening thematically, but sonically I did enjoy it, and it was one that, the different layers seemed to be doing different things. Like again, there was like this synthy electronic sound, but then the percussion's like crazy, like all over the place, like fast and very syncopated, and then ultimately you had these choral vocals which are deep and like, I don't know if it was baritone, but they're like very deep male voice sounding, which again there's a bit of like amusement there, and I think that's just because there's a lot of Monty Python songs where they have that type of singing, so I don't know, maybe that's just a personal connection, but it added a different layer to the tune overall, so a cool synthesis of some different elements. Looking forward to learning more about this group, which Human League is a name I knew going back, even if my understanding of who they were is now much more detailed and still learning, but obviously I understand the way that the first two albums were produced and what happened after that. But yeah, ultimately Heaven 17 is never a name I heard associated with the Human League story until I began doing reactions and talking to friends and champions of the channel like Han Solo. Big shout out to you once again. And yeah, ultimately looking forward to hearing the rest of the album, the rest of the Penthouse side, which we're now on to. So let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.